Imagine a remote Yukon town on a freezing March night. Snow falls silently as a woman drives home exhausted after helping a friend take refuge from abuse. She pictures a warm cabin, safety, maybe a hot cup of tea, but in the darkness, waiting outside her door is a figure she once trusted. A rifle, a single shot, and by morning, the only thing left is silence and a question. Who killed her? This is Calm Canvas. This is the story of Krystal Synnick. Krystal was 29, living near the small community of Carcross, Yukon, a quiet northern town where everyone knew each other. She had once come to Yukon years earlier, visited a close friend named Lynn, and stayed when she was offered work. She had friends. People respected her. She loved nature, had dreams like anyone else. She was living a normal life in a remote but peaceful place. But life had taken a harsh turn for her friend Lynn. Lynn was married to Ronald Bax. Their marriage was stormy, full of jealousy, anger, and abuse. As Lynn prepared to leave, Krystal offered support, shelter, hope, a friendly hand. Unbeknownst to many, that support would mark Krystal as a target. It was late evening, the 1st of March 1992. Lynn stayed at a women's shelter for battered women. Krystal had visited her earlier that night, a final act of compassion. At around 11 p.m., Krystal drove the snow-covered road back to her cabin. The quiet, snow-covered streets offered a false sense of safety. Snow muffled sound, darkness obscured shapes, and the cold air made breath visible, small clouds disappearing into the night. As she approached her cabin's front door on Tagish Road, the porch light cast a weak yellow glow over the steps. Everything looked calm, safe, normal. But in the shadows beside the house, a figure moved. Someone she knew. Someone who believed she had destroyed his world. Minutes later, a single gunshot. By the next morning, one of Krystal's co-workers became worried. She had not shown up for work. At about 11 a.m., police arrived at the cabin and found Krystal dead, shot in the doorway of her own home. The weapon was a high-caliber rifle. A coroner's inquest confirmed the cause of death. Her death shocked the community. 16 people, including Lynn and her children, were placed under police protection for their safety. But one man, the only named suspect, was gone. His name, Ronald Jeffrey Bax. Ronald Bax was known in Carcross, a sculptor, a taxidermist, a big game guide, a man comfortable with weapons and wilderness survival. He was 5'7", blonde hair, blue eyes, with a distinctive winged horse tattoo on his upper right arm. His birth date was the 25th of November 1961, meaning today he would be in his 60s. He was charged with first-degree murder shortly after Krystal's death, but he disappeared on the night of the murder and has never been seen since. Police launched one of the largest manhunts in Yukon history. 25 officers, helicopters, canine units, air searches, ground searches. But as the snow drift masked footprints and the bush swallowed sound, the trail went cold. The days leading up to the murder, Krystal had reportedly voiced fear for her safety. Her friend Lynn had left Bax and sought refuge. Krystal offered support. Authorities had been alerted, but on the night Krystal returned to her cabin, no escort was provided, no protection, no plan. The RCMP later admitted there was no concrete plan to follow through with real protection. For Krystal's mother, the loss shattered everything. She moved away, traumatized, unable to sleep, unable to find peace. The grief turned into a quiet anger, a lifelong pain. Even years later, she has publicly said, "They must find that man. He is a murderer." The RCMP issued a Canada-wide warrant and alerted border and immigration authorities. Suspect sightings were reported, tips came in, but none led to Bax. Some investigators and locals believe he fled into the wilderness, used his skills to survive, maybe even died. Others think he escaped to the U.S., possibly around family in Michigan. In 2009, law enforcement released an age-progressed sketch of how he might appear now, a man in his 50s, now likely in his 60s. But no trace, no confirmed sightings, no justice. Why this case still matters? Because Krystal's story isn't just a murder mystery, it's a warning, a reminder of the danger people who try to help others sometimes face. Because every tip, every memory might be the one that finally brings closure. And because people still believe that one day someone will speak up and the person who killed Krystal will finally be found. Her mother still hopes. Krystal was a friend, a helper, a human being who believed in doing right. She believed in helping another woman escape pain, and in doing so, she lost her own life. We may never know exactly what happened on that snow-covered Yukon night. We may never know whether she died because of a single moment of rage, or because of fear so many women know was never taken seriously. But for Krystal, the memory, the injustice, the unanswered questions, they still linger in the cold northern air. This was episode 1 of the Unexplained series. If this story moved you or left you with questions, come back next week for episode 2, another journey into the mysteries, unsolved cases, and unexplainable crimes that still linger in the shadows. This is Calm Canvas. Stay calm, stay curious,